Good afternoon. Welcome to Sullivan Smart Sense. I'm your host, Heather Sullivan. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate that everybody takes a little time to tune in. Every Tuesday at this time, I pick a different topic, and our goal here is to help you find ways to save money, to shave some money out of your budget. I know inflation is killing everybody. Someone just sent me a note about now the cost of eggs have gone up. Everything's going up and up and up. And so every week we're picking a different topic and talking here, bringing on the best experts that I know to help you find ways to save money, get through inflation, hopefully get everybody in a better financial position as we come out of this and people are doing really well. So today we're going to talk about a really important topic, and that is prescriptions, prescription drugs. We know that the costs of prescriptions have been escalating. Even before the pandemic, the costs for prescriptions were just getting out of control. And I know that really makes it hard for a lot of families. We hear all the time about just heartbreaking stories of families that are struggling. And sometimes they have to make choices between, buying their prescriptions or putting food on the table. We hear that from senior citizens that are on a fixed income a lot. So we know that it's just really a mounting cost out there for everybody. So today we are going to tackle that. And I'm going to show you an amazing company that has done a really great job, a new business model at bringing down the cost and making prescriptions affordable for a lot of people. So please join me in welcoming. This is Zach Zeller, who is the co-founder of Scriptco Pharmacy. Thanks so much for joining us. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having us on today, Heather. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And so we want to point out, by the way, for our Texas viewers, you are a Texas company, but we do have viewers that are kind of tuning in all over the country. But you're online, so people can access this really anywhere. But first, just tell me a little bit about what Scriptco Pharmacy is and how it works.
Yeah, so Scriptco Pharmacy is the first pharmacy in America to actually sell medications at cost with zero markup. Our only revenue comes from $140 a year membership. And so as soon as you pay that $140 a year, you buy any medication at the actual wholesale or manufacturer cost. And it's really that simple. Members get 4 free shipments a year. We're licensed in 47 states right now, and it's been the most fun I've ever had professionally.
That's awesome. Yeah, what inspired you to create this? Because when you look at it, and it's a great business model, and it's kind of like, well, why hasn't anybody ever thought of that? What inspired you?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, but Mark McCormick, our CEO, and myself own some traditional retail-based pharmacies here in Texas, and we really saw the gaping holes around the insurance ecosystem and how when you're on generic medications in the insurance ecosystem, you almost always overpay for those generic medications. And then I had a firsthand family experience where we were paying $44 per pill for a medication that costs $2.99 per pill. And so, through a series of all of those events, Mark and I decided to make a pivot and open Scriptco, and we're still the only pharmacy in America selling meds at cost. And we operate completely outside of the insurance ecosystem, so your insurance doesn't matter. You pay your $140 a year to be a member, and that's your insurance, so to speak, right? And everything else is pretty simple.
Yeah. And I'm sure though, people will be watching. They'll be like, well, how does that work? How are you able to get something at cost? Is there a catch? So how does it work that you're able to get something at the wholesale price?
Yeah. So I think I need to answer one other question first. So the insurance ecosystem, there's a middleman that no one knows about called the pharmacy benefit manager. And if you're using your insurance, they are in the equation. And when your pharmacist is typing on the computer, telling you how much you owe, they're not talking to Blue Cross Blue Shield or Cigna or Aetna. They're talking to a third party hired by Blue Cross Blue Shield or Cigna or Aetna that is telling you what you have to pay out of pocket to access that medication. Okay. And so by operating outside of the insurance ecosystem, we don't have anybody telling us what we can sell a medication for. We're not forced to sell a atorvastatin for $50 for a 30-day supply. We can sell atorvastatin for the exact same price that we buy it at as a pharmacy, right? And so we work with 38 different licensed wholesalers here in the US, and we source medications and bring them into our pharmacy. You can see some of the meds behind me on the shelf.
Yes.
Camera's backwards. And so we have everything here in-house, and we get prescriptions in, and the only thing we do is sell the med at cost, right? And so it's very simple. As a pharmacy, pharmacies are buying medications from wholesalers every single day. And we're buying the exact same medications that CVS and Walgreens and every other major player is buying. So the only difference is we're operating outside of the insurance ecosystem, warehousing them, getting the prescription, and shipping them to the member.
Yeah, it's so amazing when you look at the difference, and we're going to show you folks some examples of the difference in pricing and what you can save in just a moment. But let's talk a little bit more about what you do offer because it's generic brands, correct?
That's correct. Yes, we're focused on the 90% of medications dispensed in America, and those are called generics. The hard part for brand-only medications is they're still very, very expensive, and that's really when your insurance actually functions, is in a brand-only situation. But if you're on a generic, from our data, about 80% of the time, if you're on a generic using your insurance, you're significantly overpaying.
Wow, that's scary. Not shocking though.
Yeah.
I think we know as soon as we hear the amount on some things, and it can vary from place to place where you're buying it. Different pharmacies, the prices will vary too, and it's the same.
That's correct.
Exact drug.
That's correct. That's correct, because they all have different insurance contracts, right? And so that's really where the rub is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show a little video that I've taken off of your website, and I want to talk a little bit about how someone can go about checking first before you even have to join whether your prescription is within your umbrella.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So folks watching, so what I did here is I typed in the I have to hit play. Okay, so I typed in, if you can see, I'm typing in the drug Flomax. So you just type in the prescription that you have, and then you click there, and it's going to take you to the next page. You're going to put in the form. We're going to choose capsules. We're going to choose the strength. We're going to choose 30, and then you hit calculate the savings. And then it shows you what you're able to buy that prescription for. So that's a really neat feature that would help people figure out whether this will work for them, right?
That's right. That's right. And that's what we want, right? We built Scriptco to help people. That's the whole goal. We walked away from a significant business that was very financially rewarding for us, but it wasn't very emotionally rewarding. And so we really wanted to make a change, right? And make something that's never been done before. And so it's simple. Anyone can come to scriptco.com. They can quote their medications in real time. And if we save you money, there's a join button at the top. All you literally have to do is click that join button. And it's like filling out any other membership that you're used to, and that's really it. And then your physician sends in prescriptions, and we'll text you as soon as we get those prescriptions, and you pay for them, and then you get a tracking number with them on the way. We have members that literally will sign up at 8 a.m. Their doctor sends in prescriptions at 10 a.m. and they'll get a tracking number by like noon or 1 o'clock with their meds on the way.
That's amazing, and it's delivered to their home too, right? So
that's correct. Yeah. That's correct. And all memberships get either one free shipment per quarter or 4 free shipments per year, depending on how you pay. So quarterly gets 1 free shipment, annual gets 4 free shipments. And then above and beyond that, it's only $6, whether it's 1 medication or 10 medications in that package, it's $6 delivered to your door.
When you mentioned 10 medications, because I know one of the things that you've pointed out is it really is for people that are on medications where you have to take it, for long. Yeah, you're on it. So you need to buy it all the time.
Yeah, there's 79 million Americans, Heather, on 3 or more maintenance meds. So it's basically 25% of the population.
Yeah. Yeah. And this definitely would be helpful because I know then they're always having to factor that cost in. Well, let's talk a little bit about savings. And so you've sent me a couple of examples of some. So again, let's take a look at the price of Flomax. I've got this up on the screen here, and talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So Flomax is for prostate issues going to the restroom, right? And so the cash pay price national average is $66.44. And as a member of Scriptco, it is $1.20 for 30 pills.
That's incredible.
It's funny, when we first started this back in October of 2019, we started marketing and we got phone calls daily saying, there's no way this is real. Like, it's impossible. Your prices are too low. It's too good to be true. And so we immediately pivoted to we got to find some way to validate what we're doing, right? And actually, Steve Noviello, the consumer reporter in DFW, we were able to get a hold of him, and he was super skeptical. He put us through the ringer, right? And then came in and did a news story on us, and it really did validate that, hey, the problem isn't that medications are expensive or generic medications are expensive. It's that the perception is that they are too expensive. And so when you see the actual wholesale cost for the first time, it's not believable. Like you look at meds like Viagra and Cialis, the ED meds, and people are paying $1, $2, $5 per pill, and they're 15 cents to 25 cents per pill. You look at, like another example that I'm sure you're going to show, Gleevec, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a cancer drug called Gleevec, and look at that. I mean, the cash price is insane. It's over $10,000 for 30 days, and at Scriptco, we just charge the actual cost of the drug, and it's $35 for the exact same drug. And I know that's an extreme example, but it exists. I mean, we're not making these numbers up. You can go do your own research and see that Gleevec is an extremely costly medication per our system, but it's not costly. That's the reality. And so our whole goal is to truly shed light and help people, right? We just want to create transparency and help and remove all the barriers to access.
Have you started, there have to be others in the industry that are looking at what you're doing, or are you concerned there's going to be others, getting wind of the model and creating that competition?
There are, and we know we're going to have competition at some point. Mark Cuban started a drug company called Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs. That's been all over the news, but it's not really a pharmacy, it's a website, and he contracts out with a pharmacy out of California called TruePill, and they only offer a handful of medications, whereas Scriptco, we don't have a formulary. If it's a generic medication and it is not a controlled substance, we will source it at cost for you, right? And so we have a lot of things that are very unique to the way we've built this, that is very challenging for the competition to catch up to. But all in all, every night you go to sleep and you're like, who's it going to be? Who's going to come really compete with us, right?
Right.
So it's going to happen, but we definitely have first mover advantage, and we've really focused on making the user experience incredible. And if your viewers have any questions, they can call our 888 number. They can look at our Google reviews, right? And it's really simple to validate, hey, we are an accredited US-based pharmacy. We're actually Texas-based, which I think is better than any other state, but that's neither here nor there. And we have an incredible mousetrap that we've been able to build.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's show that third example. This was the
atorvastatin.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try to pronounce that.
Yeah, they're all very challenging, but yeah, another very, very highly used medication, right? Atorvastatin is always in the top 5 prescribed medications in the U.S. And, again, it's just the transparency is crazy, because you look at, okay, well, the average cash pay price in America is $70. Well, how could it be 54 cents? Well, it's because that's the actual cost, right? And so we just want people to come to our website, quote their medications, and let us help solve this problem. Let us help save you money, and let's give you an incredible user experience. And that's exactly what we do at Scriptco.
What's it been like for you? Because I know you guys just opened in recent years, but what's it been like for you in terms of growth, and especially like in times like we're seeing right now? Are you seeing more people reaching out for help?
We are. Yeah. We are. Yeah. I mean, we opened at a very opportune time. Unfortunately, because of COVID, a lot of people lost their benefits, right? Mm-hmm. And we're here to really help solve that problem as the benefits go away. And even for people that don't have benefits, we're the best solution, right? And so it's been an incredible journey. We opened in October of 2019, right? Just before COVID really hit, which was basically spring break is the way I remember it, because the kids got out of school for spring break and they never went back. And it was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? But it really has been fun, and we've seen tremendous growth, and we've been able to help thousands and thousands of people. And like I said, it's been the most fun I've ever had professionally.
Yeah. What do you hear back from people? Because I'm sure, like I was saying in the beginning, we hear from people that are like, I had to decide, whether to buy my medication or whether to pay the electric bill or whether we were going to eat tonight. What do you hear from people in terms of how it's been able to make ends meet in some families?
Yeah, I mean, I actually call around 5 to 10 members a month, and I end up talking to 2 to 3 of them, maybe 4. But some of the stories are incredible. I mean, you know, all the way from being able to not have to worry about their mortgage payment anymore, right? Because it was like always kind of like, oh, am I going to have enough money? And literally, that woman was sobbing on the phone with me because we save her $6,000 a year, which is a significant amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Our average savings is about $1,000. So everyone who's a member at Scriptco really appreciates the value that we're bringing them, and our average members are on 3.8 maintenance meds, but overall the conversations have been extremely powerful, and it makes you want to get out of bed every single day and keep fighting this good fight, because there's nothing better than helping people.
We didn't get any questions, but I did get a nice note from Anna Maria, who says, thanks for the information. So hopefully there's lots of Anna Marias out there watching. But let's go ahead and talk about how people can find out more information and reach out if they're interested.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's very simple. It's www.scriptco.com. And you can find our phone number on there. It's 888-301-0334. You can call us, right? We'll answer the phone. You can send us an email request. You can smoke signal us. Just get a hold of us and we'll make it happen.
Wonderful. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us about this. And yeah, I really hope that everybody watching if this is a struggle for them paying for their prescriptions, this is an option that might help to save a lot of families a lot of money. So we really appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Thanks so much, Heather. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Have a great one.
You too. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much, everybody out there watching, for joining us. We know prescription costs are a huge cost in so many families, and the prices just seem to be going up and up and up. So this is an option. Again, this is a company based here in Texas that you might want to look into, particularly if you are on a number of generic medications on a regular basis. This might be a way of really cutting those costs down. Coming up, I've got some great shows planned. I have a great expert on groceries. I have Gas Buddy coming on to talk about how to save on gas. I've got one more after that. Hang on, let me pull it up here. I want to be able to share it with you. Oh, Michelle, one of my favorite guests from Workforce Solutions, is coming up in a few weeks to talk about some job training programs here in the area that will help you be not college bound, some other job training programs with jobs at the end of it that are some great opportunities for people coming out of school. So anyway, stick with us here. We'll see you back here on Tuesday at this time. We'll save you some more money on the next topic. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great time today, and we'll see you next time.